What if you could become a better person, not by working harder, but by taking one small step a day? And not because you're a bad person now, but because there's something inside you that's ready for more. How to be a better person gives you one tiny step a day you can take to be the person you want to be. My mission? To help you live your best life. Hi there, it's me, Kate, and this is the How to Be a Better Person podcast. Today's Monday, January 13th, and that means that, unless it's a special theme week, which I'll be doing the first week of every month going forward, we're talking about how to be a better person in your own mind. That's right, #Mindset Monday. So today I'm sharing with you one of my favorite mantras. You ready? Here it is. Good things happen when you leave the house. Now, that may sound a little silly because most of us have to leave the house every day, whether you're going to work or to school or walking the dog or taking your kids to school. But I'm especially talking about leaving the house when you would otherwise stay in, for things like attending a networking event, or going to a party, or going to the PTO meeting at your kid's school, or volunteering, or meeting someone for a cup of coffee or a walk. Now, of course, there's a time and a place for everything. Remember, this is what last Friday's episode was about. And certainly, there are times when the best thing you could do is stay home and have some downtime. We all need downtime, 100%. Also, you may be in a season where you are leaving the house all the time. That was me in my 20s and 30s for sure. And maybe for you, you need to be reminded that good things happen when you stay home every once in a while. But especially in these winter months, it's all too easy to overdo it on the hibernation. Netflix makes this more tempting than ever. But when you decide not to go to the meetup that looked interesting when you read about it on Facebook, or not to get the kids out to the ice rink, or the dog on that nice long walk, or to blow off that networking event that really seemed like it was going to attract a crowd that resonates with you, you miss out. I'm not a fishing person, but let's say opportunity is a fish, and you are the fishing person. I'm really trying to keep my language as gender neutral as possible, can you tell? Fishing person doesn't really roll off the tongue yet. Nevertheless, I shall persist. You're not going to catch any fish if you aren't at the river with your pole in the water. Leaving the house and going to the thing that initially sounded cool is the equivalent of going to the river and putting your fishing pole in the water. That's where you'll meet the person who becomes important in your life, or have the conversation that sparks the idea that leads you somewhere cool, or changes your perspective and takes your mind off whatever's worrying you lately so that you feel restored and refreshed even though you weren't at home on the couch, quote unquote, resting. Auntie Mame said, "Life is a banquet and most poor suckers are starving to death." I am not calling you a poor sucker, but I am saying get your plate and get out there and belly on up to the buffet. Of course, there will be times where it just doesn't make sense to go out. Maybe you've already been out a lot lately and really need a night to get in bed early. Or maybe there's something important you're working on and you need that time to get some good work in. I trust you to be able to discern when you're ditching out on something just because you're feeling lazy, and when it's truly a loving thing to stay home. And of course, not every event is great. Maybe you go do the thing and hate it. Well, there's just as much value in realizing you don't like something as there is in experiencing something that you do like. The truth is that it's easy to grow stagnant if you only ever do the same things. Go to work, go to the gym, come home, repeat. There are cool people out there waiting to meet you and important, compelling things that are in need of someone just like you to come pitch in. Meeting cool people and doing important things is invigorating. It's life-affirming. It helps you grow your ripple in the world, and it helps you grow your network too. And your network is your support system. It's how you sustain yourself and also how you do things that one person can't do on their own. So the next time you're feeling grumpy about doing something that requires you to put on pants and walk out your front door, remind yourself, good things happen when you leave the house. What's coming up on your calendar that you want to make darn sure you attend? Take a minute to think about it now. Mentally see yourself walking out the door and getting to this particular place. A little visualization now will blaze a trail in your mind that will make it easier to actually get out there when the time comes. I have a feeling that something cool is going to happen when you go. Whether it's a big cool thing, you meet the person you marry. I happen to have met my husband at a party, just saying. Or a little cool thing, you get a mood boost or learn about someplace new. It doesn't matter. When you make it a habit to leave the house to go do the things that call to you, all those cool things add up to some pretty major benefits. Prepare to catch some fish. One last thing. If you're listening to me via a podcast streaming app or website, would you take 3 seconds to give this podcast a rating, or even 60 seconds to give it a review? I appreciate those so much. Thank you. Thanks for listening to How to Be a Better Person. Our theme song is Left for Deadish by Junior85. The podcast is mixed by Sound Advice Strategies. If you liked what you heard in this episode, share it with someone you think would like it too. Your voice matters. Also, How to Be a Better Person has an official newsletter that sends the past 7 episodes, a sneak peek of the week ahead, and one well-chosen meme to your inbox every Saturday morning. Sign up at beabetterpersonpodcast.com and click on Get Podcast News. I also love to hear from listeners. I love it. Send me an email by clicking on the Contact Kate button at beabetterpersonpodcast.com, tweet me at KateHan, Katehan, or find me on Instagram at Kate Hanley Author. I look forward to connecting with you.